all the cinephiles, freaks and weirdos, tape heads, ghouls and ghosts, love to tune in and listen to Psychotronic Coast to Coast. Skin Slip and Owen Neal are going to reveal their thoughts on movies that most people don't dare to watch. Psychotronic.
Psychotronic. Alright. So, we were originally going to watch Slime City, which, if you'll remember last week, I was like, hey, we're going to watch Slime City. Well, I can't rip the disc because, well, they disabled that. I mean, which is within their rights. So I can't get Owen a copy, so unless... I've requested a copy for them like a while ago for him. So unless that happens, it's on the back burner. It's on the back burner for now. We'll get to it. Tell them it can go sit in the corner, literally. So instead we went ahead and watched Warbus, which is a 1986 Fernando Baldi film. It comes in this set here from Video Asia called Mercs. In fact, on my Instagram, I posted a clip from this in which the vertical sync of the VHS in which we were watching the rip from basically for 5 minutes just went crazy. It was more like 2 minutes. But it just went like, la la la, the whole can't see a goddamn thing, just, you know, cycling very quickly. Yeah, that kind of shit. Alright, so Fernando Baldi is... Oh, I should say, hi, this is Owen, my co-host. Oh, sorry, wrong direction. Owen, my co-host. There we go. He watched this fucking movie with me, and it was a chore, I'll tell you. So, Fernando Baldi here also did notably, Django Prepare a Coffin, Coming at Ya, Texas Adios, excuse me, Get Mean, Treasure of the Four Crowns, he did Warbust, he did, what was it, something Mission, The Ultimate Mission, I think it's called. He did a movie called Sicilian Connection, that's kind of notable. He did a few other things. There's a couple other Italian films that are kind of notable, and then some really obscure shit like The Son of Caesar and Cleopatra, which is like, nobody's heard that shit, except weirdos like me. Anyway, so Fernando Baldi's kind of known as, you know, a competent director. Movies are all a bit weird and off-kilter. So, Owen, what do you remember of this movie?
There was a bus in the middle of a war.
Yeah, at the beginning and ends, there were a bus, yes.
Yeah.
They lost the bus in the middle for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. The
They
audio
parked
was
in a
fucking
cave
terrible.
to hide.
The audio on this rip was terrible. So.
And on my side, it likes to fade in and out when I'm talking to somebody, so I missed most of the talking. There wasn't a lot of talking, but when there was, I didn't really hear it, so...
Yeah, there was discussion about a mission, and I don't remember because
I know that
it's all
part.
incredibly forgettable.
That's like the very beginning.
All right,
I remember most of it.
All right, let's go. Do this.
So it starts out. I think it's supposed to be the Vietnam War. Maybe
it's
not.
supposed to be. These are all set in the Vietnam War, basically.
But
there's a blog that I got really sucked into about, I don't know, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago probably, and it was called Once Upon a Time, the Vietnam War in the Philippines, and it's a whole blog about all these Vietnam War films that were set in the Philippines, made in the 80s. There's like 300 or 400 of them. And I got sucked down the rabbit hole and I bought a bunch of them, which is how I got this set and a bunch of the other things in my collection with obscure titles on them. So, a lot of these Video Asia releases, which are just VHS rips on a disc, like two to a side of a double-sided disc. So, there's another movie we'll be watching in this set called Tiger Joe at some point. It's in our pool of potential films. So, sorry, got sidetracked.
That's all right.
Nothing
But
new.
yeah, the mission is attacked. Some reason there's some USGIs there. Did they come in later? I don't know. But big gunfight, mortars flying everywhere, people dying, and the mission empties out, which is there was like this old man, another guy. Um, there was a general there who looked Vietnamese, but he was with the Americans.
I don't know.
There was at least 3 girls. The one that owned the mission, and then 2 other ones.
Yeah. I remember that. And the one girl, like, started out liking the one guy, and then didn't like him. I'm not entirely sure. We're not entirely clear. There actually may have been a rape and not a love scene. It was not exactly explicit in the movie. And part of that, the movie was doing the vertical anyway, so the character building parts. I mean,
They all party. They all pile on the Warbus,
which is just a yellow
bus.
bus. It's just a yellow bus. That's all it is.
And
Nothing
they
fancy.
drive off. And then there's a couple more scenes where they was the night raid before the bridge or after the bridge?
Before the bridge.
Okay.
We don't know why there's a night raid, but they raid supplies and people from a base, and they blew up a lot of people. A lot of people take refuge behind exploding barrels, and a lot of people get blown up subsequently.
Yeah, because apparently all their lookout posts were made out of exploding barrels.
Yep.
I think it was supposed to be his grenade launcher, but it doesn't have the right sound. It sounded like a shotgun.
Yeah, it doesn't have the dunk, the real basic bonk noise that you expect.
It's like, and then just a giant explosion. Then I'm like, what happened?
Exactly. I don't even know.
Yeah, we don't know why. Maybe they said it, we just missed it. But for some reason they raided this place, and then at that same point, the guy turns on the lights on the bus, and the mission owner and a guy are in the water, assumingly having sex, but I think it was a rape.
It wasn't clear. Like, we weren't entirely sure. Because the
then,
one guy turns the lights on and catches them, like, fucking, and he's like, turn it off. And I'm like...
Yeah, and it looks like they're both, like, making out. Like, she's not struggling. But then, like, the next scene is one of the army guys stringing that guy up by his legs like he's going to leave him there, which you would assume that would be, like, he obviously raped her and they're going to string him up and leave him.
Maybe she's not allowed to fraternize at all? Like, maybe it has nothing to do with
was
rape.
He even with them? He wasn't wearing a uniform.
There's a lot of people not wearing uniforms that are on the war bus, so, I mean... he's a member of the war bus band, that much I know.
And it seems like they're going to leave him, but then one other guy goes and cuts him down, and he's just back on the bus. But she's kind of like giving him like dirty looks. So I'm like, I think he was. I don't know if he actually raped her or just started forcing himself upon her, and then it stopped.
I don't know. Like, it wasn't. The movie was not clear at all. It was.
You think if it was
upsetting. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what to think. You know.
If it was a full-blown rape, they probably would have just shot him. I've been done with it.
Wouldn't you? I mean,
because then later there's a scene where that guy goes up to the old man with a mustache. He's like, "Mission girl likes you."
Right? Like what?
Because they make out later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look, the movie is. There's also a chunk of the movie missing, and we're missing about 4 minutes of the movie at some point. So we may have been missing important information prior to this, for all I know. So I know this version is cut. This is the only version on home video that isn't a retardedly rare VHS. Actually, I think you can find the cut version of Warbus easy. It's the uncut one that's the hard one to find. Anyway. But this is the only way to see Warbus on DVD, basically, quote unquote DVD.
Then they make it. It must be the next day. They make it to a bridge, and they're discussing whether or not it's patrolled. And then some guy tells some story about. Again, my audio kept cutting out, but I think it was like, we pretended our car was hurt, and then when they got close, we sped off, and they couldn't catch us.
Yeah, that was the gist of what he said. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure some of the military guys got out, and they're like looking under the hood. So wouldn't the other people just be like, "Hey, aren't those Americans over there? Shouldn't we just shoot them?" But no, and they get back in, and then the guy is like driving and acting like the bus. There's something wrong with the bus. And then some guys come out next to a gate on the other side, and they're sitting on the bridge, and then they just start shooting him. I don't know what their plan was. And one guy jumps in the river, which he doesn't do anything. He jumps in the river and then comes up the bank after everyone's dead.
I mean, yeah.
I guess he's like, I'll flank. And he's like, I guess I don't need to. But yeah, they kill all those people and then just
It's about as much as I do with this movie. So yeah, when you're confused, I'm more confused because it was not a super engaging movie. I was having problems focusing, so like I kept dipping out and coming back, going, "Oh, there's talking," because I just like endless minutes of just explosions and gunfire, just action scenes, and like I know action film fans are like, "Oh, that's great," but I'm like, yeah, but it was all like the dark or badly choreographed or I don't know. It's a fucking shit VHS rip. That's the other problem. It looks like ass. Maybe this on Blu-ray would be more engaging because I could see details and notice things about the scene that I can't tell what the fuck's happening half the time in this movie.
And then at some point they run across a bunch of dead Americans tied on stakes. Which apparently they had explosives on them, so the guy shoots them and blows them all up.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Not all of them either, because they're walking away and there's two on their posts still.
It's playing really sad, somber music, like we're supposed to be upset by this, but
it's sad, somber music. It sounds like it's from a spaghetti western, by the way.
I was like, we've already seen these guys blow up thousands of Vietnamese, so this does nothing to more.
Right? Like, oh, it's so sad. These guys we never knew died. I mean, and yes, it is actually sad, but Jesus, it's a piece of entertainment, entertaining these things. Like, inform me of who these people were, make me feel things,
So again, for reasons unknown to me, they decide to have the bus park in a cave
for the rest of the movie.
They go off on foot
till the end.
But of course, the bad general knows they're in the cave, and again, just more shit blows up and things get shot.
By the way, I had 5 minutes into the movie, I read a Letterboxd post, and it just said, not enough bus in the Warbus. And I'm watching this, and 34 minutes in, I'm like, man, there's tons of Warbus. What the fuck is this guy talking about? 36 minutes in, the Warbus goes into the cave, does not come out until the last 15 minutes of the movie.
That's not true at all.
That's 100% true. That's exactly what happened.
The entire time.
But it's not doing anything. It's in the background. It's not really a bus. It's not there. It's not. It's hilariously absent. Hilariously absent.
But yeah, a bunch of shit blows up, and then, I mean, I guess it's just now at the end. I mean, really, there wasn't much going on in the middle.
Yeah, it's just talking and planning and
more people being shot, more explosions. They drive by in the bus, shoot some people out of it.
Just ba 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 bum boom boom ba 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 boom 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 ba 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 for fucking 20 minutes straight.
Randomly, the black gentleman likes one of the Vietnamese girl. She takes off her pants, gets in the river. They come back later. He's buttoning up his shirt. I assume they have sex.
Maybe that's part of the 4 minutes we missed. I mean, who cares? But I'm just saying, like,
we know we're missing 4 minutes. Like, oh shit, we got it back in the bus. Shoot some more dudes, more explosions. They eventually make it to what used to be a base because I think they open the door and there's some skeletons. And everyone freaks out.
Yeah,
which is kind of funny because of all the shit. Like, I mean, the mission woman has seen people blown into bits.
She's
No
seen,
reaction.
she's seen other U.S. soldiers just crucified to death. And this is what freaks her out? It makes no
Yeah.
sense. There's no
Oh,
character cohesion here.
I was really hoping the skeletons would get up and attack, but they didn't.
Yeah, that would have been a great twist. I'm like, oh, you Italians, you always surprise me at least.
And they get onto a radio, and I assume they call Americans or maybe whatever Vietnam they're working
tell.
with. It was not English that was being spoken, so it must be the general had him call it his guys.
Yeah, maybe
I'm not
friendly
fluent
units.
on Vietnam, but I believe North and or South was with us, right?
I'm not gonna. Yeah,
I believe one of the sides was with us during the war.
dude, I am like 2 bowls deep
Or
into some marijuana, so you don't ask me trivia.
Or I'm mixing that up with the Korean conflict.
I don't know. Yeah.
Since they're still split.
Oh, you want the window can? Here you go.
But yeah.
Come on.
So apparently the bad general hears this as well somehow. Because he's grinning ear to ear. Because he knows where that fucking Warbus is.
That fucking Warbus.
Killing all my men.
Goddamn Warbus.
And there's more unnecessary scenes where that, like I said, that old man makes out with the mission girl.
Yeah, like, I guess the mission girl just doesn't want to be alone.
Apparently they're like, yeah, we've made it. Let's all get drunk and smoke badly rolled cigarettes and or weed.
It's not clear. Maybe both. It might be both. But
then the shit gets real when truckloads of enemies show up. Big firefight. The Americans that I don't know if they even said their names. It doesn't matter. They're dropping like flies. Black dude goes down in front of his girl. Other guy goes down. Guy gets shot in the bus.
Anyway.
The guy in the bus gets shot. The general tells him to drive the bus, and he salutes, and then he dies. Okay.
Yep.
And then he tries to start the bus, and it won't start. And then the I'll call him Rambo wannabe, the main guy, who always had his shirt off. He shows up. Also, there was one scene randomly where one of the girls was rubbing on him.
Yeah, one of the other girls, and the blonde girl got all jealous and unbuttoned her shirt more to flirt with him. And then she was mad at him later. And we were like, why the fuck is she mad at him? Didn't she want him to... I missed something because she's mad at him now. I don't think they ever made up.
I don't think he cared. He was like, yeah. I'm a fucking soldier.
I don't know. It was just one of those things. She was mad at him, and that was that, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta be mad at somebody.
Which was, I think, the best part of the movie was when he looked in the bus, and the bus wasn't running, and the general was looking all sad, and his 3 dead friends were in there, and he's just like, no! And then starts shooting grenades around, again with the wrong sound. Just blowing shit up. And then the choppers come in, and everyone looks happy. And the general, there's 2 guys shooting at them. Two whole guys in a bunker shooting at them. And the general
right.
starts the war bus and drives in there. They run out of the way, but apparently it was full of explosives because the entire building exploded.
Yes. And there are people way too close to the explosions, and nearly every explosion in this movie. Like, you can see people literally get knocked off their feet because they're standing 2 feet from an explosion. Like, that's not safe. They had no idea that was going to be that big.
And the ladies and 2 of the guys are hiding in a building, which you pointed out. The helicopters come in and just start firing rockets willy-nilly, but they don't hit that building.
Nope.
They must have told them on the radio, we're all in this building. Do not bomb it.
Right? Just magically missed that one building they were in.
I also like they landed on the helipad. Like, there's plenty of spaces close to the building they could have landed, but they're like, no, that's a helipad.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then,
man,
as far as I remember,
stick to the rules.
The 3 girls make it. The old man, the guy that may or may not have raped somebody, and that one army guy. I believe all the rest of them were obliterated.
Yeah, that's about right. I think that's correct. Yeah.
And then they fly off to the same, almost like a bad rendition of what you'd think American anthem sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're like, yeah, America, fuck yeah. And that's the end of the movie.
That's it. Yeah, it was nothing special. It's okay. I'd actually buy this on Blu-ray if it came out.
I'd say don't go in thinking there's gonna be some badass post-apocalyptic fucking turret shooting bus. It's just straight up yellow school bus.
I think, if I remember correctly, Warbus 2 is actually a van also. So there's no actual war busing in any of the Warbus movies. So.
Isn't there a post-apocalyptic movie with like a badass bus?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, there's Megaforce with that RV, the super RV with the accordion in the middle and all the armaments and shit. Oh, and there's also Battle Truck. We could watch Battle Truck at some point. It's also called Warlords of the 21st Century. So.
But yeah, that's Warbus. I mean, it wasn't lying. There was a war and there was a bus.
Right? Yeah. I mean, not much more you could ask for. So what are we watching next week, Owen?
I guess we're gonna watch The Mutilator.
I mean, that was.
Finally.
Did you want to do that actually? I mean.
Yeah. Well, it's a slasher, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I said I wanted to watch a slasher.
All right, well, we're gonna watch The Mutilator next week. I have the Arrow release. You have the Arrow release, so.
Yep.
That's what we're gonna be watching next week, and we'll see you then. We'll see you next episode of Psychotronic Coast to Coast. Where's the stop button? Okay, there's stop recording.